Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our JustNoMil. In today's episode, JustNoMil is insane. Baby shower drama. JustNoMil dropped off a birthday package for DH, whose birthday is 6 months from now. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. JustNoMil is insane. TW. I'm so angry with how today has been with my MIL. Just called me the N-word with the hard R, and some random man has my baby. We were arguing and I was telling her things I don't like how she ignores my rules with my daughter, which is why she's not allowed to see her anymore. My biggest rules are that no man besides her father should change her diaper, no kissing her, and no visitors when babysitting her unless it's family. When we get there, she's not home and some random man is holding my baby. I flip out on him and threatened him not to come near my daughter again, to which I regret and apologize to him after, but during that moment I was pissed. He was apologizing and telling me he thought I was told about him watching her, and reassured me that he has children too and that how I feel is valid, which calmed me down only a little. My DH was still in the car at that time, I think. Anyways, fast forward to when we called MIL. She told us that he was her boyfriend and she trusts him to watch her while she went to the store. She apparently thought that was the perfect day for them to start building a nursery for my baby. What gave her the idea was when they took a selfie of them both kissing my daughter's cheek and wanted to frame it because she thought it was cute. We got into an argument and I was telling her that those were my rules, and if she's going to continue to do things I don't like with my baby, she has not right to be with her. This led to her counter-argument saying, "I don't like the words you use around my granddaughter, and if she and I can't say it, then you can't." Not going into any more detail there because at that point it was petty arguing with her looking for an excuse to call me the N-word. I also don't use that word unless I'm talking to my dad, since it's a part of his vocabulary, and I've never used it around my daughter. I'm just so angry because this side of the family is telling to get over it. The baby is fine and it's just a word, but I can't. I'm just so done. Look, you let her watch your baby because you thought she wanted to spend time with her grandchild, but she used that time to go shopping. She couldn't have gone shopping later? Or before? Sounds like grandma doesn't get any more unsupervised visits. Right. I asked her the same question, or she could have at least had it delivered. But I also told her no visitors unless it's family, and her BF is very much not family. I had no clue she even had one. He's just someone she met at a bridge bar last month, so barely a boyfriend. That's how children get SA. You don't know this guy from a bar of soap, and it's pretty weird for a man to volunteer to babysit an unknown child or want to play make-believe family. Not saying this guy was a pedo or anything, but MIL has no sense, absolutely crossed the line, and I would never trust her with the safety and well-being of my child again. Forget about her using the N-word. She left your baby with someone that you don't know without your permission. It doesn't matter if she trusts him, if he has children/grandchildren, etc. Most children are molested by family or family friends, not by strangers. And how many children are molested by their own parents? And then I get to your comment to her, if she's going to continue to do things. What do you mean continue? Why would you give her another chance? If I needed childcare so I could work, I would take a leave of absence before I left my child with her again. Please take care of Elo. It's not fair to Elo that their parents try to appease people at the expense of Elo's safety. My FIL and MIL are divorced. We had a wedding to attend and DH asked FIL to babysit my 4 years old. Then I found out that FIL was letting some random man he met at a bar bum on his couch. I told DH absolutely not, and FIL swore the guy wouldn't be there when he watched our kid. Then FIL posted pictures of my kid playing in the living room, and that guy was in the background. My kid has not been with FIL unsupervised since. Baby shower drama. I made a post in our /Momit about an interaction I had with my MIL at my baby shower that resulted in her in tears and my husband and I arguing over how I can and cannot speak to her. Someone recommended this sub, but I didn't think it was necessary. That is, until more of this situation played out. My husband was letting this happen, and I lashed out by saying that the spectators to this gift opening were not having a baby. She burst into tears, and everyone left. So my husband felt that I jumped down her throat and embarrassed her unfairly. I cracked under that, and I sent her an apology under the condition that I could also air my frustrations to her directly. Here was that message. Hi, Mil. I'm hoping to talk to you about yesterday. I understand that my comments made you feel hurt and embarrassed. I don't want to make you feel that way, and I understand that my comments were rude. At the same time, I felt very frustrated in that moment, and I wish that you would have respected our plan to wait to open gifts until after our guests had left the party. I also felt it was not okay to take the gift back from DD. I chose to include her for a reason, and it felt like you weren't respecting that as well. Everyone would have seen the gift in their own time and been able to appreciate it just as well, whether they saw the paper coming off or saw it right after. But it was very overwhelming and frustrating to be told how and when to open the gift. To me, that is not a nice way to receive a gift, and it upset me a lot. In the future, if you have a very specific vision for how everyone should do something, then I think it would be better for you to work with DH on it rather than me. I'm telling you this not to excuse my comments, but to try to be open with you about how I was feeling at the time and why I got upset. My choice to say what I said was not the right response, and I should have waited to air my frustrations at a more appropriate time, and I'm sorry for that. Then, her response. It's honestly so long and rambling that I don't think y'all would care to read it. But she takes no responsibility for her side of it, telling me she couldn't have been disrespectful because 1. She didn't know that we didn't plan to open gifts, even though I told her, and 2. She didn't know the reason I included DD in opening the gifts. This makes no sense. But that I was extremely rude and she deserves respect because she would never have spoken to her in-laws like that. That's when I lost it. I sent this. You found out that we were not opening gifts when I told you that we are not opening gifts. And then you refused to respect that. You pushed for us to do it for you anyways, at an inappropriate time. That was you not respecting my choice. I handed the present to DD. That was my choice. You tried to snatch it back from her. That was you not respecting my choice. There should be nothing confusing about that. A mature adult also does not snatch a present from a child in that manner. I assumed you were hurt by my comment because you burst into tears in front of the entire party. So either you were hurt or the tears were for show. You tell me which. She insisted that she was not hurt by my comments, well? Respect is a mutual endeavor, so let me be very clear. You do not get to act the way you did, and often do, in my home and around my children, and get respect from me. I always give you the same amount of respect that I am receiving from you, and that will continue. There were many ways for you to respectfully approach presenting that gift, and you chose not to do that. If you can't figure that out, that's on you. You are the only person in our lives who seems to have trouble with this sort of thing. Any further communication should be done through DH. That is all I have to say. I am feeling very upset and my husband is angry with me, and I just need encouragement that it's okay for me to stand my ground in this way. Or criticism if that is due. If you're interested in reading her message in between, I can post it in a comment. This post is just incredibly long already. Edit. I had a terrible stomach ache last night, possibly from stress, and at my OB appointment I just failed an NST, so I'm headed to the hospital. Hopefully I don't have this baby today, and it can serve as a wake-up call not to stress out a pregnant lady with stupid shit. Your husband is being a jerk. You did nothing wrong. Try bursting into tears in front of him and see if it's a women crying or an enmeshment issue. Is your husband married to his mommy or you? He needs to figure it out. I commented on your post in Momit, and I'm glad you posted here. LOL, the ladies over there must all have sweet as pie MILs that know how to act. LOL, us over here, we get it. I think you handled yourself well during the event as well as via text after. You sound very good at setting boundaries, responding to snarky comments, and overall standing up for yourself. Keep it up. Don't turn back now. LOL. Your husband needs to realize which side his bread is buttered. He does not live with his mother. His mother is not DD's parent. His mother is not carrying his child. He did not marry his mother. He is not his mother's partner. She disrespected you in your own home, at your own baby shower, in front of your own guests. The woman needs putting firmly in her place. Giving back exactly the respect you receive is the best line. If she has a problem with the respect she receives, she needs a mirror, not a whinge binge to her son about you. Your husband does not get to dictate how you respond to blatant disrespect toward you in your home. Husband can be mad if he wants, but it proves his lack of emotional maturity that he doesn't support his wife when his mother was clearly being manipulative. JustNoMil dropped off a birthday package for DH, whose birthday is 6 months from now. The relationship with my MIL has been very rocky lately, to the point where she went and see with us because we want to go and see with her. Check my history for more details. We've offered talking, therapy, mediation, with no response. But she is never tired of telling us that her door is always open. Is it when you refuse to resolve our conflicts? Anyway, our communication has only been via email in the last 2 weeks with tons of accusations. FIL finally sent an email that he was gonna drop off a package at our doorstep. So this morning the doorbell rang at 6 a.m. We work from home and they know that we don't get up before 8 a.m. And the package and a letter was left. My DH just opened the letter and it stated, "Dear XYZ, I was going to give you this for your 30th birthday, but since we won't be allowed to be there, here you go. Allowed to be there." Then there was also a gift card for a restaurant that we got her for her birthday a while ago, and on the back it said, "This is something we could do if you find your way back to us again." Also, as it says in the title, my husband's birthday is almost 6 months from now. The package was a random collection of baby and childhood clothes for my DH, childhood toys, baby pics, a newborn bracelet, a kid's cutlery set, the list goes on and on. With the exception of a few items, it was basically trash with a side of emotional manipulation. Just venting here. Thanks for reading. Ah, the classic. Here is all your baby and child items. Remember when you were so cute and had to listen and do everything I told you to? What happened to my sweet baby boy whose mother was his whole world? /s. My own did this. It's quite astonishing to see the same patterns of behaviors repeated over and over on this sub. It's really reassuring that this is so common. Makes us feel like we're not the crazy ones. Thank you for sharing. Wow. For someone who claims to be NC, she was very creative at finding a reason to contact him. When you find your way back to us again, translation. When you, DH, bend the knee and do what I want. Do not acknowledge the gift, toss what DH doesn't want, and enjoy the peace and quiet that NC can bring. This reminds me of the time that I went to pick something up from my JustNoMil's place, and she also gave me a single fun-sized chocolate to pass on to DH, just to make it super clear that there was only enough chocolate for him and none for me. And a random photo that she had gone to have printed that day of the two of them when DH was a child. It's really so bizarre how they all seem to have the same playbook. Wow, a guilt trip package. She laid it on thick. Hopefully, when the anger subsides, you can laugh at her. I know I sure did, but I'm not in the midst of it. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.